Hey guys, today I've got a fun science activity that's going to get you out of the house, into the yard, and observing some plants. I call this a microhabitat observation. What we're going to do is use some ready-made household items that you can find anywhere around your house to mark out a small circle on some sort of patch of grass or earth in your backyard. Your job is going to be to observe all the different plants that you see in that circle and then record them in a notebook or on a piece of paper. It's going to be a lot of fun, and you're going to realize that there are so many plants just sitting out there that you never even realized before. It's not just grass out there on that lawn. You're going to need a few supplies though, so here they are. So for this activity, we're going to need a few supplies. You're going to need something to write on, like a notebook, something to write with, definitely a pencil. You're going to need something that you can make a circle or box with on the ground, like maybe an old piece of string, a spare shoelace, maybe even an old belt. Anything that you can lay on the ground and make a little loop with. And then, since you're going outside, if you have one, bring your adventure hat. Doesn't everybody have an adventure hat? Next, it's time to head outside and find ourselves a nice patch of ground. We're going to be looking for something that appears to have a nice mix of different plants, not just plain old grass. Let's see. Ooh, right here along the back side of my house looks pretty good. I have all kinds of things growing along the foundation here. I think I'll choose this spot. Once you've chosen your spot, now it's time to mark out a circle or a box using your string or whatever you decided to use. I'm just going to lay it out here. Doesn't matter how perfect it is. And just put it around any old bunch of plants that you have on the ground. Okay? Now, once you have your loop made, it's going to be your job to explore and observe all the different types of plants you see here. Now, there's a couple of ways to do that. You can just go through and look at each one, or to perhaps help yourself organize which ones you've seen, which ones you've looked at, you can go ahead and maybe pick a leaf of each one, okay? So in here, I might use my notebook here to lay some stuff out. I could grab one of these leaves here. Looks like I've got a few plants that look like this. So let me grab one of those to look at. Ooh, got the roots with that one. Let's see, I've got lots of grass. I should get a clump of grass to talk about that one a little bit. Ooh, down here there's some really tiny guys. Wow, plants of all sizes. Carefully get an example of that out of here. Let's see, what else different do I have here? Well, this is a chunk of another plant that doesn't grow here, so I'm going to leave that one out for now. Ooh, over here I see some real low-growing, interesting-looking plants. Let's see if I can scoop up some of those, get a better look at them. Excellent. Okay, now, once I've got all my plants, an example of each, I can keep my circle here just to take a look at it, but I want to next start exploring some of these plants a little bit. So, I'm going to look, for example, at this one. I notice it's growing really low to the ground, and it's got these very cool leaves. Let's take a really close look at it. You notice these leaves have little tiny like cups growing on them. I wonder what that's all about. Very cool. I'm going to have to write a really good description about this one in my notebook. Take a look at these plants. All right, looking really closely, we've got some nice little leaves with little ridges on them. They have these spiky little things in between the leaves. I don't know if this is some sort of flower or what it is. All very interesting. Okay, so once you've taken a look at all the different plants in there, you're going to hop into your notebook and we're going to write some descriptions about what we see. Okay? Now, while you're outside, you want to make some detailed observations about what you see. So what I did here is I split my piece of paper into a little chart. I have one column for the picture of what I observed, and a second column for a little description about what I see. So, looking at the first one, this was that first plant I looked at outside that was really close to the ground and didn't really look like it had roots. I'm wondering if it was non-vascular and had all these little cups like on the leaves. So what I wrote about it said growing close to the ground, no roots observed, and small cups on leaves. Okay, so just a basic description of everything I noticed and things that I thought were interesting. This was the second plant with the little spiky things at the base of the stems. So I wrote leaves with bumpy edge, spiky parts at the bottom of the stems. Okay, these little bunches of grass, I just described them as short, thin grass. Okay, so I went through all the plants that I saw in my small circle, drew a picture, and described them. Okay, now you could add even more detail. You could add some color to these if you wanted, you know, showing different shades of green, or if you had a plant with a different color in it, maybe they have some flowers. Have fun with it. See how many different things you can find in that little loop. And maybe if you didn't really find so much in a spot, maybe look around for somewhere else that you see a larger amount of different types of plants, just like I found. I mean, this one had 5 different cool kinds, and I'm sure if I spent even more time, I could probably find 1 or 2 other plants hiding in there. Okay, so observe what you see in the circle, record everything on your little chart, and you'll be in good shape. Hey, if you guys had a lot of fun exploring your backyard and learning about the biodiversity that exists in such a small area, go ahead and snap a photo or even a short video of what you observed in your yard. Email it to me and I can share it with the class. All right, guys, have fun, enjoy, have a great day.